I think it's a good question to ask. Why did Jesus come into this world? Let's look at John chapter 4 and verse 34. I just want to focus on just the part that Jesus said, the second part of the verse. John chapter 4, verse 34 says, "My food," said Jesus, "is to do the will of him who sent me to finish his work." So Jesus came to do the will of his Father, to finish his work. And let's go to Luke chapter 4, verse 18. Luke chapter 4, verse 18. "The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to release the oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." And let's turn back to John 4 again. But this time we're going to start from verse 7, and we're going to read a long reading, but all the way to verse 27. And this is the story of the Samaritan woman at the well. "When a Samaritan woman came to draw water, Jesus said to her, 'Will you give me a drink?' His disciples had gone into the town to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, 'You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask me for a drink?' For Jews do not associate with Samaritans." Jesus answered her, If you knew the gift of God, who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, he would have given you living water." "Sir," the woman said, "you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Where can you get this living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob, who gave us the well and drank from it himself, as did also his sons and his flocks and herds?" Jesus answered, "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give him will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give him will become in him a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water so that I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water." He told her, "Go call your husband and come back." "I have no husband," she replied. Jesus said to her, "You are right when you say you have no husband. The fact is, you have had 5 husbands, and the man you now have is not your husband. What you have just said is quite true." Sir, the woman said, I can see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped on this mountain, but you Jews claim that the place where we must worship is in Jerusalem." Jesus declared, Believe me, woman, a time is coming when you will worship the Father, neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem. You Samaritans worship what you do not know. We worship what we do know. For salvation is from the Jews, yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth, for they are the kind of worshippers the Father seeks. God is spirit, and his worshippers must worship in spirit and in truth. John 4, the first part we read, we know that Jesus came to do the will of his Father. Luke 4 says he's the anointed one that is here to preach the good news, to liberate the prisoners, to give us freedom. And what is he giving us freedom from? From blindness. And oftentimes in the gospel, you'll see that we were once dead in trespasses. And it describes us with this idea of light and darkness. And so he's here to bring us to light. He's also here to shine light on the fact that we are all sinners. And in John 4, he puts the whole message together of the good news and gives it out to the Samaritan woman that it was drawing water from the well. One of the things about water is, does anyone know of water that will leave you to never thirst again? When you run a marathon, one of the things that you have the privilege of is drinking water as you get to the 7th kilometer, there's a water station, you drink, but that water is going to keep me going for the next 7 more kilometers. But after that, there's another water station, I'll drink a little bit, and I'll keep going. And so we constantly need water that, we'll have to come back to it. It's never going to satisfy my thirst. Just like, when one would do a marathon, we're never satisfied just with 1 cup of water. We need more. But Jesus is talking about living water. And I know that I have enjoyed the living water, and I'm never left unsatisfied when I look at the Son of God, when I look at Christ and what he has done. And I hope that this morning, that if you're thirsty, because the world will leave us thirsty, the world will leave you dry, but Christ will never leave us thirsty. So I just hope that if that's the first time hearing about Christ, that one truth about him is that he will never leave you thirsty. He will always quench our thirst.